Afi Ogwafi to Fishy easy. Na dow be shrunkun. Na says the Ridge Royal Hotel Kanwa. Na why dead dow. Ridge Royal Hotel, your official hospitality friendly facility for Fetwa Fashe 2024. Mogwa man afishia pa. Afishia wo breakfast, lunch and dinner buffet beya wo dawa. To the Ridge Royal Hotel. Order your bites, pizzas, sandwiches, pancakes and special cuisines by our international chefs and have it delivered at your doorstep. Join us for the best music, drinks and ambience at our pool bar and lounge as we meet friends, family and loved ones this festive season. Ogwazi, we love our tradition and our hospitality trademark is Ridge Royal Hotel. Call us now on 031-2003-222 or 050-1672-908. Locate us at 2nd Ridge Cape Coast or visit www.ridgeroyalhotel.com.gh. Official poll. Ridge Royal Hotel, richly inviting, comfortably yours.
Stay refreshed with malt. Prepare for hydration.
A very good morning to all of you, wherever it is that you're watching us from. My name is KWAME, OWUSU, so this is Pan-African Television. This is the Monday morning newspaper review segment here on your #1 station. Let me quickly take you through the stories we've actually delayed so much. Ethiopia worried over Egypt-Somalia defense deal. Akufo-Addo approves Galamsey housing project negotiations framework. Sharing false information can compromise our peace. NCC, Galamsey denies Cape Coast, Elmina, others water. Ghana Water Company Limited to interest groups. The Herald newspaper this morning. I've been joined in the studios by Solomon OWUSU, Dr. Robert Kukak-Dablem, Dr. Maruzo. Good morning to you, gentlemen, for your time. I am super elated that I have all of you here because these issues are very important and we have to deal with them here on the show. Now, Ethiopia worried over Egypt-Somalia defense deal. Ethiopia is increasingly concerned over a recent defense deal between Egypt and Somalia, two countries that Addis Ababa is embroiled in disputes with amid rising tensions in the Horn of Africa region. Cairo and Mogadishu earlier this month signed a security agreement during a visit to the Egyptian capital by Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, who held talks with his Egyptian host President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Details of the deal have not been made public, but Ali Abdi Awari, the Somali ambassador to Cairo, told a radio station in Mogadishu that the arrival of military equipment from Egypt to Somalia this week was the first practical step to implementing that deal. Speaking by phone from Cairo to Aladi Media Radios last Tuesday, he also asserted that under the agreement, Egyptian troops will be deployed to Somalia after December 31st, when an African Union peacekeeping mission to Somalia ends. There was no confirmation of such plans from Egypt, which has been seeking to strengthen its influence in the Horn of Africa. Cairo has also not confirmed sending military equipment to Somalia. The prospect of having Egyptian troops next door has raised concerns in Ethiopia. The foreign ministry in Addis Ababa issued a statement saying that the country cannot stand idle while other actors are taking measures to destabilize the region. There are two key disputes involving the three African countries. The first dispute between Ethiopia and Egypt is over Ethiopia's construction of a $4 billion dial on the Blue Nile, a key tributary to the Nile River. Egypt fears it will have a devastating effect on its water and irrigation supply downstream unless Ethiopia takes its needs into account. Ethiopia is using the dam to generate badly needed electricity. This is what is happening in the Horn of Africa. Dr. Marzuk, let me start with you.
Good morning to the cherished viewers of ours, and thanks for the opportunity to be here. It is important for us to understand that Egypt has since the days of anti-colonial struggle been a powerful bloc in the region. And Egypt tries as much as possible to maintain its supremacy within two portions of the region. When we talk of the Middle East, Egypt is a force to reckon with. And we come to the Horn of Africa, Egypt is another power. And at all times, for whatever reasons, Egypt is at odds with Somalia. The main problem, and I'm happy the writer has mentioned the Nile River. The main problem is the Nile water. Of course, it is said that water is life, and life is water.
Do we understand that in Ghana?
We shall come to that when we are treating the Galamsey.
I was wondering if Ghanaians have even heard what you are saying before.
Yes.
Proceed.
Thank you. So it is important, and if you know the region very well, you are not surprised why Egypt and Somalia tries as much as possible to be at loggerheads and then to be regional rivals. You know, both of them are ancient countries. Ethiopia is very powerful. I think Ethiopia is the only country in Africa that hasn't been colonized.
Precisely.
Yes, they have that, and Ethiopia contributed greatly to the anti-colonial struggle when all of us were being led by Dr. KWAME Nkrumah to dismantle colonialism. Yes, Egypt did the same, and that was why we even had to move from the political circles to the romantic world when Dr. KWAME Nkrumah had to marry from Egypt. Yes, it was part of the the struggle against colonialism. So, and if you understand it very well, don't be surprised. Another country that may join the fray will be Sudan, because Egypt shares the Nile River with Sudan. In fact, in Egypt, I'm much more humbled to say that I have once been an international student at an Egyptian university, that is High Nations University. So I know Egypt very well. And then in Egypt, there is an adage that Abna al-Nil, that is the children of Nil. So Egyptians call themselves the children of Nil. That is children of Nile. When say Nile, that's how the Arabs call it. Okay. Yes, children of Nile. And then the Sudanese call themselves Aba'un Nile. That is the fathers of Nile. You know, the Egyptians and Sudanese are playmates. Yes. So very soon, and even sometimes, Egypt and Sudan try to struggle over the Nile. And you know, when you go to Sudan, you have the two Niles. You have the two Niles. In fact, the design, the aerial design of the two Niles gives name, produces the name Khartoum, the capital of Khartoum. Yes, okay. Khartoum in Arabic means the ivory. So if you are on air, you see the design of the two Niles. They look like the design looks like an ivory. And that is why Khartoum is known as, it's called Khartoum, that is the ivory. So because Khartoum is accessible to the two Niles, Egypt has only the one Nile, the Blue Nile. So, and then recently too, when you do proper analysis of the security situation in that region, you realize that Somalia does not have a problem with Ethiopia in terms of the water. Okay. It does have a problem with Ethiopia in terms of territory. And perhaps in terms of ideation. I don't want to go there. I mean, in terms of sectarian ideation, I don't want to use religious differences. You understand that? Yes. So we don't encourage it. You know, we are practitioners of interfaith harmony, so we don't encourage religious differences. Right. So these are the reasons. But I strongly believe that these are mere theatricals within the region, and I think they are not outside the reach of the AU. I strongly believe that the AU can amicably find a solution.
Thank you very much. So let me come to you. And I mean, the background has been clearly put forward by Dr. Marzouk. But my interest really is why must African countries begin to have some of these conflagrations? you know, these tensions, this underlying, you know, inflammatory, you know, issues that can easily be resolved. Because already on the continent we are struggling, you know, and the African Union that we so preached has not fully materialized. And every now and then we are still, what's it called, breaking ties and creating unnecessary tensions and things like that. You know, I want you to look at it from that perspective, respectfully. But if you have anything to say before that, I'll be grateful as well.
No, but then I agree with your foundation. The thing is, we are having this problem because of these very countries. What saddens my heart is that Egypt, Somalia, and Ethiopia, they were all founding members of the OAU.
Yeah.
So if people that thought of African unity are themselves fighting, then how are we going to achieve the African unity we all desire? It's so pathetic, it's so sad that they cannot, as it were, as a bloc, come on a very common ground. You see, the decision by Ethiopia to construct that dam on the Blue Nile that links the Nile River, obviously was going to be a problem. But you see, it can also not fault Ethiopia. Because if you've been to Addis Ababa or you've been to Ethiopia before, they have problems with electricity. Sure. You understand? So it ought to happen, just like you have the black voter that links Burkina. Burkina at a point needed electricity, so they needed to dam. You understand? But you have to come to a compromise agreement with Ghana to see how best the full impact would not be felt by the people on the other side. So Egypt needs the river downstream for their irrigation purposes. Ethiopia needs electricity, so they must dam. But the question is, would they dam all the river? Somalia also is having a problem currently with Ethiopia because of Somaliland. You know, there is Somalia and Somaliland. That Somaliland, they behave as a country on its own, but it's not recognized by UN and AU. Secession, yeah, exactly. But Ethiopia see Somaliland as also their way of taking themselves out of landlocked country, because there is a coastline in Somaliland that they want to build a base. And it is because of this reason that Egypt, is the enemy of your enemy is my friend, quickly moves to Somalia and then sign an agreement with them so that it will prevent Ethiopia from taking over Somaliland or using their coastline as a force base or as a naval base for their activity. So clearly it's not a good thing, and it is one of the reasons Africa we are not progressing. AU must come together. I have said the time with that number, that unless and until we as Africans we come together, we are not going anywhere. We are not going to achieve whatever we intend to achieve. Egypt will not win, Somalia will not win, Ethiopia will not win, and Africa will not win.
Let me come to Dr. Robert Kuka-Gnablem on the way forward. You know, because I think that somehow we must come to the drawing table and look at how we can forge alliances and rebuild perhaps what could become the most formidable continent, you know, within the geopolitics of the world. So how do we forge or move forward from some of these things that we're experiencing? I do know, look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. Look at what is happening in Mali. Look at what is happening across even the ECOWAS sub-region, you know. So there must be some deliberateness in ensuring that we build formidable, you know, African unity. Even if we believe that the African Union is not functioning properly, I think that the basic fundamental reasons for the setup are still very rife. And we must begin to perhaps go back to them and see how we can look at some of the very important elements of it and implement them for the purposes of ensuring the unionization of Africa.
Yes, good morning, and good morning to the good people of the Upper East region. Good morning to the people of Binduri.
Yeah.
Kwame, the issues that is confronting Africa stems from high levels of greed. The resources of the world, if we all share it in a manner that is equitable, there will be peace and there will be development. We're so greedy. And when Kwame Nkrumah said that the independence of Ghana was meaningless unless it is linked to the total liberation of the African continent, this also involved sharing the resources that we had with others so that they can stand on their feet and be useful to their citizens. The dam that Ethiopia is building is only going to take 2% of the water that flows into the Nile, into Egypt. 2%. But the 2% will generate about 60% of the electricity needs of Ethiopia. So why would you want them? Yeah, why would you want them to be in darkness forever? And so that you can, and then they said when they do that, they are going to lose, Egypt is going to lose about 80 hectares of land. 80 hectares of land? What's arable land, yes. What about arable land to farm? What about a population of over 200 million going to not having electricity for perpetuity? You see, it's greed. You will recall that Ethiopia helped in the war with Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Helped them very well to defeat or to neutralize the effects of Al-Shabaab. And so they were good friends and good neighbors. Now, Egypt wants to ensure that Ethiopia, they don't have the coastline as to improve their trade and therefore become gain some independence. Djibouti is also supporting Egypt in this direction. They just want 20 kilometers of coastline. 20 kilometers. And that's why they are going into agreement with Somaliland. And so for me, Africa, unless we share off this greed and also allow others to exist, because the resources of the world, yes, they are limited, but they are enough to take care of every citizen so that we all have decent lives. But when our politicians become so greedy and they just think about themselves first, and then when it comes to international, they think about their country, but no country can develop when you don't cooperate with your immediate neighbors.
Right.
And so we need to shed off this, and we need to have younger leaders who will be committed to African unity. Now, the AU is supposed to withdraw in December or so from Somalia. And if they did, the Egyptians are bringing about 1,000 infantry forces into Somalia. Now, why would the AU withdraw if you have not finished your tax? Why can't Egypt contribute the forces in the name of the AU, but they are contributed in the name of their own country as a bilateral agreement? We must do things as Africans.
All right.
And if we do things as Africans, we will succeed.
Thank you very much. You're still watching the News Preview segment here on Pan-African Television. May I remind you that the WhatsApp number is very active. It is also our text line. So for those of you who are watching us this morning, you can share your views via WhatsApp. This is it. Very active. When you send your messages, I'll read them here. We're also streaming on Facebook. So respectfully, if you can, share the feed so others can get the opportunity to watch the show. And may I remind you again that we're streaming live on YouTube. So YouTube is also very, very active. You can follow me on my page on Facebook, Kwame OWUSU DANSO on Facebook, Kwame OWUSU DANSO on Instagram, Kwame OWUSU DANSO on X, so that we can, discuss further the issues that we've tabled for our conversation. I think that my panelists have dealt with this African subject matter very, very neatly. Now, though, we are coming to Ghana because we have a plethora of issues bedeviling our dear, beloved nation, Ghana. Those issues are matters that affect each and every one of us. Those issues are issues that must define our purpose as citizens of this country. But in the negative, it has rather destroyed us, or it is destroying us. There are issues of pertinence and issues of relevance. Indeed, these are issues that all of us have been dealing with in one way or the other. But now it has become extreme and we have to have this conversation. The issue of Galamsey is one that sends shivers down the spines of every Ghanaian citizen at the mention of its name. It has become a nomenclature that government after government have been unable to resolve. Now, though, I think that before we vote for you, you must give us a clear blueprint as to how you are going to deal with the issue of Galamsey. Sorry. Over the weekend, some of my colleague journalists visited the western part of this country, western region and its environs, and they brought us videos and footages of how we have destroyed our water bodies, particularly River Pra, DANSO, and the rest. Ghana Water, as a result of that, have reported that they are unable to provide potable water to persons living in my constituency, Elmina. And it's quite sad that if you are looking at the region, so you are looking at Cape Coast, Elmina, and others. Cape Coast will be having their Ogwafitu Afashe this weekend. And we are told that there will not be enough supply of water to that region. Solo, when you hear of some of these, issues circling back, particularly because these are issues that we thought that government demonstrated, rather not, its commitment to addressing this challenge of Galamsey. Indeed, the President of the Republic of Ghana is on record to have put his presidency on the line at the instance of fighting Galamsey. Fast forward, we are being told, even per the exposition made by the Japadia document, that there are persons who are party members who have small-scale mining companies and are involved heavily in Galamsey. So, can we deal with this? How do I even describe it? Dr. Mazu, you are an English person. Give me an adjective. This craziness of pretending to be working. Can we deal with Galamsey once and for all? Because see, beyond this water shortage that we're talking about, there's a UN report that actually says that by 2030, Ghana will be importing water into the country. So I would have thought that by reason of the existence of that document, we would have acted in ways which will at least, create a buffer, even if we are not going to address the water challenges, create some buffer so that we can exist. But right now, we ourselves are the ones who are creating the problem even before the problem happens. Are we mad? Are we crazy? Can we deal with Galamsey Solo? Can we? No, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated.
You have to be frustrated. But you see,
Abraham Maslow's theory. What are the basic things of life? Clothes, shelter, water, food. These are the basic things that people need to survive. They will get to a point. No, I'm serious. They will get to a point you will drink your own urine.
If only you can produce the urine.
If only you can even produce the urine.
They don't have water to drink. Where would they
it's crazy. So, and the Kufadu is still on the seat.
He is still. Because you see, you are not angry enough. And these, the people that I pity them are we the poor ones. We the ones that shout, Eshirado, Ehedio. Abuakasi. You are saying in 2030 we are going to import water. Unfortunately, let me announce you that we are already importing water into this country. The greed levels in our country, the greed, is if from Galamsey to Festa, it means the president, his ministers, his cabinet, the parliamentarians are all greedy and are all culpable.
Greedy bastards.
Greedy bastards. Don't take anyone from. The president is involved in the Galamsey. His vice is involved. Ministers ought to be involved, parliamentary, because see, Galamsey is not something that is done in secrecy. You and I went into Zimmerland.
Yeah, we did.
Everywhere, Elembele constituency, everywhere is Galamsey. Don't they have DC? Don't they have member of parliament? Don't they have the district commander of security?
We have last minister.
That we have that. I for that minister. Don't mention his name. But what's the name? Abu Jabo what? Don't mention him when we are serious this morning discussing national matters. You understand? When we went to Elembele, the gentlemen, the young ones, they told me something, and that was very instructive. They said, "Look, it's not that we are interested in Galamsey, but we have been forced into it.
It's compulsion. We
have nothing to do here. You brought us mining company here to take all of us. No one is addressing our issues. Now, cost of living is so expensive, and we have been introduced into Galamsey." Then one young man told me that, look, we didn't know how to even, what gold was. Someone came to teach us. And all the illegal activities we do, we only benefit daily, 100 cedis, 200 cedis. Oh. The gold is going to the big men. Who are the big men?
Good question.
This is a president who has committed close to $500 million. Look at the water, what's the color of the water? And everybody sees it daily. And you are interested in doing politics? Is this what politics is about? Then you call people your excellencies, your honorable. What is so honorable, what is so excellent about you as a president if the color of your water is this? There is nothing excellent about you. There is absolutely nothing excellent about you. That my mouth will be so happy to call you your excellency. We are dying. The last time a professor at Convanochi teaching hospital, the kind of babies women are giving birth to, some don't have head. It's all because of this Galamsey.
The mercury.
Now, but you see, something doesn't even add up. We are living in a country. We have, the gold is for Ghanaians. When Ghanaians wants to do this, we call it small scale. One foreigners can scale large scale. What is preventing us from doing the large scale rather in a proper way than the small scale we are talking about? All the small scales you are talking about is Galamsey. Because the idea of Galamsey was just to gather and sell. That is what they have said, Galamsey. The kind of machine they are using is not Galamsey. They go there and destroy the environment. One professor from Port Boati came out with this report.
We poo-pooed it.
But from all indications, all that the man said remains the truth.
Absolutely.
Remains the truth. He told us that even Chebi, the Ferupani fee, behind it, there was Galamsey going on. And Kufodo's whole house in Chebi, people were doing Galamsey. They challenged him, they took him to court just to mute him. Yet, it stands. The Commonwealth, I have never been in Commonwealth, but there's something about them that I love it. It's a true stance. It stands. You see, we are being exposed daily. We are being exposed. The last time, Okatache Free Fire and KWAME,
they went and arrested
they arrested the Chinese. You know what? The following week, I went on a show, and he was telling me the police commander for Asankregwa was calling him that, hey, if you don't come back, we will have to release the guys, so the Chinese people, and that there's pressure coming from above.
Nonsense.
So, wouldn't you give up?
Nonsense.
A civilian goes to arrest a Chinese in the middle of the forest, that they are the one destroying the forest. Hand the Chinese to the police, he leaves back to Accra, and we are telling that civilian that if we don't come back, we are being compared to, hey, why did we go wrong? And we are still campaigning. Campaigning to do what? All of us will die. The day the last tree will die, the last man will die. So we are only preparing or fast-tracking our extension from this land. With impunity, the Chinese, the Lebanese, the Indians that are in our bushes, who can go to their country and do this? Who can go there and do this? So it's about leadership, Kwame. We need a leader who is not corrupt. Anybody whose reign witnesses Galamsey, you are corrupt. Because if you are not corrupt, there is no way every day as a president, this thing is played to you. You have your chief of defense staff, you have your IGP, you have the state apparatus to deal with them. You don't deal with it.
What baffles me is also the investment that we make into this perceived attempt to fight Galamsey.
Then we are not fighting.
This operation Galamsey.
It's not true. Nobody. No. Come on. You should don't let them deceive you.
No, I'm just saying.
It's a way of stealing our money.
We are still wasting taxpayers' money.
Who told you they are wasting? It's in their pockets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a way to create loot and share. Yeah. We create an impression that we are fighting Galamsey. We budget like 500 million, just like they would say. They are saying there is an impending crisis in our agriculture sector, so let's go and invest 8 billion. It is just to enrich themselves. They're so wicked. It's all about them. It's all about if you gain the whole world asset and loses your soul, what would you have done? It is better to leave a good name, good legacy. Kwame Nkrumah didn't leave this country to die with all the mansions, but today we still mention his name. We still mention Kwame Nkrumah's name. Even the champion, that was a military president. I've never liked military. At least when you go to what's the name, DANSO, there is something there for you to see. Why would you leave to the unborn generation that our young ones will grow to come and see how you have destroyed the environment and you say your excellency? Excuse my French. We are being led by criminals. I'm telling you. And the Ghanaian, those of you, I have a long distance nephew. He told me he was in today's excavator stuff in the bush. I warned him immediately that if you don't live there, the day the soldiers will kill you, I'll be the first person to celebrate. You cannot destroy the environment on the pretext that you don't have jobs. What has happened to your land in your village? Go there and farm. If you think that there is no job around, there is a job. Go there and farm rather than destroying the environment. So if you are going to rely on these leaders we have, they are the problems. They have set up these guys. The cost of excavator, none of the guys who are involved in Galamsey can buy. The equipment that you need to engage in Galamsey, they don't have the money. The security that you need, they don't have the money to acquire those things. It is these people you call big men, the so-called big men. They are destroying Ghana because they have bought properties in Europe, in America, in Asia.
The southern part of
they spend their weekends outside this country. They have amassed so much wealth that they don't think and care about this country. All their children have double or citizenship. They have the US green card, they have the UK passport, they have every passport available in this world. So they are only playing with us. When it is grown, they just pick their passport, go move out of this country and go and enjoy their booty. You the poor man living in my village, Ampunya. You the one in Tempani. You the one in Binduri who have never acquired passport that you are doing a shiro the head job. Think about these things. Watch this video and let it recycle your mind that we are not going. You will die very soon. You are on your way to death. Some of these things that happens to you and they say, some rituals. Which rituals? You go and see Osofu to pray for you, Malam to pray for you, Juju man to pray for you. It is not Juju, it is the water. They are destroying it. That is the source of your worry. And this is not going to get anywhere. Remember in 2016, the media coalition started something.
I do, yeah.
That fed into Akufo-Addo's administration. Yeah. It was now as though Akufo-Addo himself consciously said that I was going to fight against Galamsey. He was pushed into that battle by the media coalition. So when he came to power, he didn't have any other option than to go into, but he did not believe it. The people of Asangregwa, from the other side of the political divide, they are also saying that, when our party comes to power, we are also going to enter into the forest. Where are we going to? Where are we going to? And you have good to me, foolishly enough. Say, you can't push me from the forest. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. This is a country that we made a law that people can actually enter into a forest and do Galamsey. Hey! Must we do Galamsey with every forest? So, Kwame, as for me, when I come and talk, we have done our godly duty. These people you have, as for President Akufo-Addo, he has failed the entire country. He knows it. Together with those that ought to know. But I can assure them that every country has a spirit. The money they have enriched, the wealth, they will never live to enjoy it to the fullest. Because this is the blood of the nation. You understand? For destroying the environment, they will never live to know peace. That's why I care. So I'm telling them reality. The law of karma for destroying the livelihood, for destroying innocent people's life, people living downstream. Now you are telling me Cape Coast, Mina, and so other places are not going to get water. Indeed, I saw the release from the Ghana Water Company. So where would they get the water for them? Even in Accra, that seemed not to have any Galamsey. For the last 5 days or so, most of the taps were not flowing.
Yeah, it stopped flowing for a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is coming. And it will get to everybody's turn.
Well, thank you. Let me just go for this quick commercial break. Stay with me. We are still live on Pan-African television. When I come back, I'll pick the thoughts on this matter from Dr. Marazuk. Stay with us. Don't move a muscle.
Stay refreshed with Mount. Prepare for hydration.
The law is pertinent to every aspect of our lives, and so lawyers must not be the backup plan for the rainy day only.
Nothing received from a client should be put in a lawyer's personal account until such time that the money
Welcome back. Solo is obviously still very upset with what is happening, and justifiably so, to be honest. I mean, we can't live in this country and not have a country. It's sad. Dr. Marazuk, let me come to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I don't want to be upset, but let me start by saying that I want to speak because in the face of outright injustice, silence becomes connivance. And that is why I have to speak.
Yeah.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Galamsey is a manifestation of a multiplicity of failures.
All right.
The failure of public policy, the failure of criminal justice, the failure of national security, the failure of the moral community, and the failure of democratic citizenship. Kwame, once again, all these failures are traceable to the mother of all failures, and that is the failure of leadership. Call it leadership bankruptcy, and you are right. And that is why we cannot fight Galamsey. I'm sad that we have a government that promised some time ago to fight Galamsey at all costs. Even if Galamsey fight would cost it. Today, the government is still in power and no commitment has been made to fight the Galamsey. It is being alleged that some functionaries of the government are even perpetrators of this heinous crime against nature, against humanity, against the Republic of Ghana. And it is said that the healthier the environment, the greener the environment, the healthier the people. Come, we all know that Galamsey is not done in isolation. It is done in syndication. It is a syndicate. Anytime at all you have a Galamsey operation, then a syndicate is involved. The mere poor guys in the field are not at all the real perpetrators. The real perpetrators are their political and economic paymasters, sitting in the comforts of offices and well-furnished homes. These are the real culprits. We have a country where someone tasked to handle Galamsey matters cannot even speak the truth.
Absolutely.
Prof came, Professor Frimpong Boateng, he came out to speak the hard truth, and then he was silenced. And Kwame, let me tell you something. Sometimes the media in this country, sometimes, I'm very cautious. The media in this country, sometimes, or a section of the media, is reduced to a conveyor belt of evil by their political paymasters. Look at how a section of the media treated this statesman when he spoke truth to power. So those who were supposed to be the preservers or the defenders of justice, defenders of freedom, defenders of democracy, defenders of environmental sanity, were rather used as conveyor belts of attack on this statesman. And that is why sometimes I call it a multiplicity of failures. Kwame, how can we fight Galamsey? As for the laws, no. As for the policies, no, don't talk about the policy. We have very, very beautiful policies. And then in this country, look at the irony. We have a complete Ministry of Environment. We have Environmental Protection Agency. And there are other agencies under this institution. There are so many environmentally related organizations in this country. As for the NGOs, so you can't mention them. Yet we are confronted with Galamsey. And it is sometimes due to poverty. But just as Solo has said, the people sometimes are not doing it by conviction. They are not convinced that they should do it. Absolutely. They are compelled. So it's not by conviction, but by compulsion that they do it. They must survive. And that's why they do it. So public policy should be designed in such a way that these people are not even compelled to indulge in environmental destruction. In fact, I call it ecological terrorism. And I strongly believe that if the government wants to fight it, first of all, functionaries must be warned not to. Political party leaders, a whole political party leader at the regional level, boasting of having Galamsey size. And nothing can happen. The security, the soldiers deployed to fight it must be ethical. They must be nationalistic in thinking. The people themselves should be educated in such a way that they understand the dangers of ecological destruction. And, Kwame, if we all decide to fight it, then we should start now. But let me say that today, as we are speaking, whoever is in power has failed. Maybe after December 7, whichever political party wins should call for a national dialogue on Galamsey. And before that, all these political parties plus the almighty movement should at all times show commitment in their campaign messages to the fight against Galamsey.
At the heart of this conversation, Dr. Mazuko, you would agree with me, won't you, that it is precisely because our patriotism has waned.
Of course.
That people do not have faith in the country anymore.
Yes.
And so, well, let's just make what we can also make, because after all, the politician, somebody who just graduated from the university, joins a political party, is able to be loud, the political party recognizes them. Then when they come to power, they get some nice CEO job. and then all of a sudden the guy has bought a house in Trasaco, the guy has built this mansion here, the guy is building apartments, the guy has bought Range Rover, has bought G-Wagon, has bought Land Cruiser, and so they are making money whilst he was my mate. I mean, we're in the same school. I was even more intelligent than him. But look at me, I don't even have a job because I don't belong to any political party. So then, I mean, if an opportunity has presented itself and I can also make something small from the country, why not? You know, and so people have lost so much confidence in it. Look, we always boast about regulating the mining sector. And I do recall that there was this discussion, discussions about regulating the small-scale mining, bringing all of them together and giving them licenses to operate and things like that, right? But we don't know what became of it. And then you have party persons so indisciplined and very, very arrogant in admitting that we will mine in the bushes and nobody can do anything about it. That there's been a report that exposes Akonta mining belonging to Chairman Untumi. And that report was poo-pooed. Nothing happened. You call the Secretary General, the then Executive Secretary to the President, came out and said, "Oh no, Akonta mining was not involved in illegal mining." This is a country in which this is the problem. So the citizens have given up. They are tired because they have contributed so much. The country is giving them very little, and politicians on top of it are also being very disrespectful, very condescending, and are stealing our monies and ravishing us, showing and demonstrating pure opulence to our faces. That is what is happening. So no patriotism. Nobody cares. Dr. Mazu.
Yes, I agree with you, and that's why I hinted it by mentioning failure of democratic citizenship. You see, you are 100% right, and I think we also need to reorient ourselves in relation to democratic politics in this country. In fact, we need to redefine the nature of politics in this country. Let politics be a route to service, not an opportunity for corruption. I strongly believe that the way politicians are behaving in this country, definitely, we are systematically getting into the arena of constitutional tyranny, or the tyranny of politics itself. And I strongly urge our people, I mean the younger ones, not to lose hope. The misbehavior of one person does not guarantee it doesn't guarantee the lack of patriotism by another. No, it should not be the case. Let's fight. Let's rise. And then that's why I'm saying that, look, the bad people can only succeed when the good people are silent. And so we cannot continue to be silent. But let me give my suggestions before I finish. My suggestion is, number one, that the government should first of all accept its failure in the fight against Galamsey. Two, the government, before the elections, should try as much as possible to do its homework very well and figure out the Galamsey functionaries and Galamsey kings and queens within it, so that we'll be able to name and shame them. Number three, as we are campaigning, I extend this piece of advice to all political parties in the movement to showcase their commitment to the fight against Galamsey. Let me repeat it. And lastly, I urge all Ghanaians to stand up to anybody who wants to continue to subject our environment to ecological terrorism.
Thank you. Keodi, good morning. I like the way Solomon is speaking. My greetings to Dr. Marzuk Utaz Mamdu from Nyohene.
Oh, mashallah.
This one also says, good morning to you, Kwame. Please tell my Amponia friend, Solomon OWUSU, that he is too good. But the unfortunate thing is his party will not win. Richard from Ashanti Bekwai. Thank you, Richard, for your message this morning. I'm grateful that you shared it with us.
Ustaz Mamdouh.
All right, okay.
He's my Islamic scholar.
Ah, fantastic. Yes. Solomon is talking as if he was not a member of the MPP party. When they come out just 3 months ago, he was there with Nanado and Bamia without saying anything. Then why is he shouting there? He should rather shut up over there.
She said the same thing when I was in MPP. Yes. These people, they don't watch.
It's not about that. You see, this whole perception, and I've had people comment on my recent petition, like, so when it was a free Ankara, And these are lawyers, so my colleague lawyers.
So when something wrong is happening,
it's happening now. I should go back and talk about this every day. We are mad. I'm telling you, I can tell you, people are mad in this country.
You see the problem?
A lawyer. What even? Then he says that, oh, but where were you when Elvis Free and Crash?
That is crazy.
He said that, oh,
they didn't have the platform.
That's why the country is collapsing.
Just said this extreme partisanship is what upsets me. Nobody is saying that you can't belong to a political party. You can, but you have to have conscience.
That's why we're taking to school to learn conscience.
Hey, Krumah. What do we expect from a president whose sole interest is to accumulate wealth? He's just an old man who doesn't have Ghana at heart, but his family and close relatives. Galamsey will affect us the more if we continue to choose leaders who don't think about the future. God bless you, KOD, and your distinguished panelists. Well, thank you. Good morning to KOD. The introducer of democracy do not practice democracy. And we are here dying because democracy brought us Western puppets like ECOWAS members. Thank you. This one says, this one says, I agree with what you guys are saying. We Africans are selfish and greedy. My name is Fresh Peter from Agona Swedru. This one says, good morning to KOD. I do like Mr. Solomon Sabishi, but my problem is he knew all this, but was still with MPP until Alan. Before he followed and now exposing them. Life no balance from Bash Fata in Mankesim. This one says, this one is an essay, it's not a message.
We have a problem in this country.
My name is Eugenia. I'm watching you from Sugakope. Please play me Father the Universe. Okay, all right, thank you. What are you talking about? Father what universe? Respect yourself, my brother. We're talking about serious matters here. This one says, good morning, KOD and the palace. We are being hypocritical in our fight against Galamsey. Come to Konongo and see the level of distraction, and no one cares. Duty bearers and right holders have gone to sleep. Interesting times ahead. Ronald Maya, founder and leader of the Shegilege Movement Party. Thank you very much, Roland, for your message this morning. You see, so we are spoiling Konongo. It's gone. Achim, gone. Western Central, gone. Sefi area, gone. Okay, we'll be here and we will sink. Good morning to you, Champion KOD. Please tell Dr. Marzuk I'm texting him, but he's not responding. By Swalesu Governor Tamale. Dr. Marzuk,
sorry.
Do the needful. Respond.
I will. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay. Good morning. I have critically been analyzing both the NDC and the MPP manifestos, and I've realized that the NDC's manifesto is more pragmatic, realistic, and practical in the area of job creation. Okay. In as much as I cannot tell you what to do, but I think that you must also scrutinize that of the movement for change, so that we can, draw some inspiration from all of these manifestos. I think the Movement for Change's manifesto is also splendid. Anyway, the 24-hour economy, the Free National Apprenticeship Program, and infrastructure expansion programs all aim at jobs and employment creation. From the 7th January 2009 to 7th of January 2017, Ghanaians gave the NDC 248 billion, and we can assess what they used that resource for. From 7th January 2017 to date, Ghanaians have given the MPP 1.1 trillion Ghana cedis, and the unemployment is on the rise. The MPP is not doing well at all. Ghana needs change. From Francis in Adeso. Good morning. Good morning to you, Francis from Adeso. I'll come to you. Honorable. Good morning to you, KOD. Greetings to your panelists. I believe MPP is like a blind horse, no direction to go. I believe Ghanaians have already rejected them, only waiting for the time. Haji from Tamale sent in this one. KOD, we are doing a stock show. All we are doing is talk shop. Galamsey did not start today. We have to mobilize and invade these areas. The foolishness must stop. I agree with you. I think we have to develop a hashtag. The foolishness must stop. The foolishness must stop. And we must not support political parties blindly. Oh, you deleted your messages when I was about to read it, unfortunately. Good morning to you, Kwame. I am always sad when I see evidence of the devastation caused by Galamsey in Ghana. The question I keep asking myself is, which leader in Ghana is going to let us win the war against the Galamsey menace? God help Ghana. Papa Ite and Loga District. Thank you, Papa, for your message this morning. Good morning to you, please. I'm from the Upper West region, and my regards to Solomon, even though I'm not yet convinced either to vote for the Butterfly or the NDC, but I always like his submission. Idrisu, good morning to you. Please, can I get Solo's number? Solo, you see, for the purposes of ensuring that you get more viewers, more supporters, and voters, you should give your number out to Charlie. No, nothing will happen.
But my number is always public.
So then put it out, because the guy wants to know.
I will send it to him.
Thank you very much for the discussion. It seems okay, right? This was sent to, okay. Please, your discussion is very educative. Is Cabinet aware of all of these things? My name is Emmanuel Nwena from Bechim. Cabinet is even part of it. They are the ones doing the thing. Let me come to Dr. Kuga Gnablem, and then we will look at. I'll go for another round. I think I still have time. Go for another round before we look at the other issues. So let me come to you, Doc.
Kwame,
only this issue.
For me, I think that the issues have been very well dealt with.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, again, the black man or the African is his own problem. That is what it is. Nothing more to say. You see, where we have a country where we hail, praise some idiots going around, you know, just because they have money, illicit money. I mean, how can we progress as a nation? And everybody is keeping quiet. Look, China, they have a lot of minerals.
More than that.
Iron ore, coal, very rare minerals that are very useful for production of ornaments and things like that. Why are they not exploiting it? You see, if we go and arrest some 2 Chinese and leave them in the police, we have done nothing. It's just showmanship. What we needed to do is to be able to trace those who brought these 2 Chinese into
These
the
were
country.
journalists, so.
Yes.
The people who did arrest, they were just journalists.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I will say no. I want to encourage people to do that.
No.
They were journalists. They've left them with the police. The police ought to investigate the matter.
The community mentioned those that are behind.
They mentioned the law enforcement agencies should take over.
They won't.
But otherwise, you are doing nothing. The guys came through immigration. When they were coming into the country, what were they coming to do?
Exactly.
What did you write down for them? And so it's not just the Chinese that you have arrested. You have to trace how they came into the country, what they said they were doing, and what brought them to the forest. You see, our traditional rulers are complicit in what is going on.
Part of them.
They are complicit, yeah.
You come in there, you are mining, they accept you, take the cola, take the drinks.
Charge you.
And then you when they start mining and government is, you know, getting, or some NGOs are getting, as it is, you say you are not aware. You are aware. Nobody knows where a forest in the central region is. If the chief doesn't lead people there, and the mining doesn't start in one day, equipment movement, they don't fly over the sky. Equipment moves on the ground, heavy duty equipment for mining. And you, the chief, you sit down there, and then you allow this to happen, then you say it's not your fault. You see, weak institutions, for example, the police force. When has the police on their own decided that, look, we are going to protect the integrity of the state, the land should not be destroyed? When has the armed forces said, look, we would protect the integrity of the state? And if I, as the law enforcement agency, the plan fails, I'll give up my job. You haven't, I mean, everybody's looking up to the president. And the president is so weak.
He's involved.
Because he's involved. So why can't other people who are leading institutions take up the mantle and say, look, the law entitles me to take this action to ensure that there's no Galamsey? Then you sit down there and you blaming everything to the president. Take some action, be a man. If you fail to be a man, then that's what we have it here. Because you have been given a position, and that position, you can, look, the IGP cannot say that because I was appointed by the president, and then some people in politics are supporting Galamsey. If you arrest them and you don't come, I will let them go. Why? Can't you show that, yes, you went to that position by merit?
Yeah, they don't believe themselves. They are
Yeah, you don't believe yourself because you are weak. If you didn't get your position by merit, there's no way that you are going to defend anything, because you are there because of your stomach, not because you deserve it. And so when we have such weak citizens given positions of responsibility, which they don't merit, the country cannot progress. And we have to ensure that people who are right thinking, who want the future of this country, you see, if you sit down in the coast and you think that Galamsey is somewhere, it won't get to you, water is not stagnant. Polluted water has to move. If you don't drink that water, you are importing water, you eat fish.
Yes.
And the fish is going to consume those chemicals, and it will affect you in one way or the other. In any case,
stop eating fish.
All of us are in danger. So it's not a joke. In any case, we those who are supposed to be in the city, we pay bills for people in the community. Now, if people are consuming bad water and they get sick and you are paying bills, what sense does it make?
Can you imagine?
What sense does it make? And so the African has a problem. In Ghana, we are beginning to be worse of all Africans. We are worse because we are destroying ourselves. We are worse. You vote for somebody who you know that from day one, this fellow is not interested in developing of the country, not interested in your development, yet you go and vote for him. What do you expect? And Galamsey, I'm saying it and saying seriously, the chiefs cannot exonerate themselves. They are the owners, custodians of the land, and they should protect the land. They shouldn't pretend. And the weak ones are being, what do you call it, distilled or something like that, but the powerful ones cannot be distilled. They will not be distilled because they are powerful. We know the powerful ones behind the mining. You won't distill them, you go and distill the weak one who is even the 5 grams of gold a week. But those who are taking gold bars, they will never be distilled. And the chiefs are complicit. And the time will come when chiefs will not
go after them.
Yes.
When they are not getting what they
the land will not belong to anything.
Yes.
Stop the foolishness.
When the land is not going to belong to chiefs, it's going to belong to the youth of Ghana. We will have a future and a stake in the land, not chiefs who want to live in luxury, buying houses all over the world, and yet the ordinary citizen is living in that attached room with water dripping. May God save Ghana.
Thank you. Brahma Suraj says, Baolaya can't be trusted. December 7th is Ghana against MPP. Greetings to Honorable Robert Kukagudavlem. Brahma Suraj from Binduri constituency. Heti Anafo says, the movement for change is just an extended version of the MPP. They will eventually admit all the MPP members and become an even bigger white elephant, early butterfly. All right. Reku Wood says, can you kindly praise NKB Freedom Cheddar for his marvelous presentation, especially on the 8th pillar yesterday in fighting Galamsey. Share. You must be an old viewer. Share to you. Kekeli Sheriff says, good morning to you, KOD. I salute Solomon, even if he was with the MPP in the past. It is only a reasonable person who changes their minds if there is a cause to do so. What it is to have a mindset that cannot be changed. Obviously, it will result to not having at all. Philip Aboju says, good morning to you, everyone. I want to appeal to the young ones. The young ones should reject MPP and Baumia in the upcoming election. Mr. John Mahama and Professor Jenana are ready to transform this country if we elect NDC to power. NDC will provide quality education, quality healthcare. A 24-hour economy will happen live under NDC. Aboji Philip from Kita. Tanimu Issa says, enough of MPP government's unfulfilled promises. One district, one factory, constituency, community. Initiatives have yet to yield tangible results. I challenge Baumia and his MPP government to name just one functional dam, factory agenda 111. I think these ones are tried ones. We will not belabor them. This one says, journalists should not waste their time talking about NDC and MPP. Nana Kwame Bediako is the future. This is the hope we are looking for, and the time is now. Thank you very much for your message this morning. Sometimes it's good to also read messages from such, Alhaji Hamza, where's your message? I can't find it. Alhaji Hamza, where is it? If you can send it again. Okay. Alhaji Hamza in Pig Farmers, usually he sends me a thesis. Good morning to you, my brother. In my humble opinion, President Nadu and the MPP government should be held responsible for the destruction and pollution of our forest reserves and water bodies. LI 2462 was sent to Parliament by this government to be passed to allow mining in our forest reserves. My brother, who does that? Who? You remember, we were told by the Forestry Division and Minerals Commission that the Akunta Mining Company has no permit to operate in our forest reserves. Immediately, President Nadu jumped to their defense simply because the company belongs to Wontumi, and this is the same president who said he was ready to put his presidency on the line to stop Galamsey in this country. Today, illegal miners are allowed to operate without fear simply because the 2024 elections is just in the corner. God have mercy. And precisely that is what the point I was actually going to come to. Let me read a few more messages and then we move on. Good morning to good morning to KO. The MPP is a party that doesn't care about the people. They only care about themselves. I pray that God should eliminate the wicked leaders in this country. Amen. By Abdul from Tumu. Thank you, Abdul, for your message. This one also says, we, the people of Binduri, are grateful to Honorable Robert Kuka-Gnablem for a fantastic job, for the fantastic job he is doing. Imoro Mahamadou, former constituency secretary in Binduri. KOD Solo is a brave and good guy. I salute him. By Fred in Upper West region. Good morning to you, champion KOD and the viewers. Permit me to use the opportunity to appeal to the Electoral Commission of Ghana to do the right thing in the interest of the good people of Ghana, in the interest of peace, and to all the citizens to rise on December 7th in defense of the Fourth Republic and Mother Ghana by voting out this mediocre NPP and Baumia. Nicholas from Aflao sent in this message this morning. Good morning to you, Pan-African TV and a wonderful panelist. I'm watching you live from NKC, Nadoli, Kalio constituency. If the youth think MPP has anything good for them, they should ask how the MPP treated NAPCO trainees and the afforestation guys. This one also says that Francis Tamale says, good morning to you, everyone. I want us to reject Baumia and MPP to save Ghana. Thank you. Mananwi Francis. All right, thank you, Francis, for your message this morning. James Mano says, good morning to champion. Mr. Solomon should explain why he could not put the Commander Sugar Factory to work. And also, look, bro, we are discussing Galamsey matters, so, Charlie, pressure day. Good morning to you, Pan-African Television, and good morning to your panelists. I am in Dekparibo Michael from Binduri in the Upper East region of Ghana. In fact, Kwame, listening to your station is indeed acquiring of wisdom as far as your today panelists is concerned. For Dr. Robert Kuka-Gnablem, your contribution to national issues are always commendable. God will always bless you. This one says, sometimes I wonder the praise, and then you go for primaries, and then they go and take money, and then, sometimes if you know the guy is good, why don't you maintain them? It's not. Look, and look, I've been receiving. Solo, let me be honest with you. Let me be very honest with you. I'm scared because I've been receiving calls from my constituency. To be honest, I mean, friends, family, colleagues. They have all been calling me, so Kwame, we like you, we want you to come. But I'm scared because I don't have the kind of money. Exactly, they would demand. But you see, my thing is that if you think that somebody can potentially do the work, why must you pay? So I'm scared. To be honest, I'm really scared. I mean, I'm very, very scared. I'd rather use the money. Yeah. And this is what I told my cousin Walepa in the UK. I said, Walepa, whether we like it or not, we are from here. Yes. This is our town. Yeah. I'd rather use the money to build KVIPs, to build boreholes. Yeah. You understand? To develop the community, provide cutlasses and nets and things like that for the people, rather than to give to party executives and party functionaries and things like that. I don't. You get the point. So if there's a genuine problem in a community, and we can come to their aid, why not? I mean, I don't need to be an MP even to do that, right? We will do that, by the way. I mean, when I did my health screening, I did that out of love, and out of the need to give back to my community, So in Bantuma, for instance, I very, very soon, maybe before the elections, I'll go and do health screening there. I'm going to do it because I'm from Bantuma. That's where I am from. So I'll do it for my people. You understand? So if you think that somebody can do the job, why all this, it makes me scared. That's why I don't want to get close to politics, to be honest. I'm desirous of it, but I'm scared. I'm desirous of it, I'm scared. So if you think that honorable is this, that, why?
Let him go there today, everyone will bring his problem. Yeah. They know he can do the job, but they want to take money. Are you okay? Yes.
You see, Kwame, permit me to say that hero worshipping has since the dawn of Fourth Republic been a prominent feature of our democratic politics. And that has always been an effective way of producing useful idiots.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, useful in democratic space. Useful idiots.
Look, so I said this one time. I said the way we are going, the way we continue to demand money from genuine people who have the interest of the people at hand, eventually fraudsters.
No, but they are taking over.
Armed robbers, kidnappers, kidnappers, and money launderers will be the ones to govern you.
That is a point.
Let's continue like this. Let's continue like this.
No, but I think
because you are pushing away
on that part.
No, but at least right now it is not. it's not a lot. Like we don't have a lot of those people in there.
Let me tell you.
But I'm saying that we'll get to a point where now armed robbers, they will come and steal you and still use your money for. Because what is going on?
Let me share this story with you. I'm telling you, I'm sad, but this is a fact. I'm a proud Dogoma, and I'm coming from Tamale. Tamale Central. I was born in Tamale Central. Tamale Central is my constituency. Look, we have a very humble professor, lecturer at the University of Ghana, who was given the Savannah, is it Savannah? Savannah Development. Sada. In a non-entity, a complete an unlettered person, somebody who cannot differentiate B from C, told him in plain language that he would be sacked. And the non-entity, the powers that be, rather listen to the non-entity.
Yes.
This humble, fine gentleman from the University of Ghana was given a very embarrassing dismissal. You know him. I don't want to mention the name.
Mention the name. Why can't you mention his name?
I don't want. I want to be decorous.
No, but it's public.
It's public knowledge. So I'm just telling you this. And so I'm not a member of. I'm not a politician. But I'm concerned about what is happening.
We are pushing our
you understand that? And non-entity, and this non-entity is so powerful. If I call him Northern Governor, and you are right.
Really?
A complete non-entity. Okay, he is the Northern version of Wuntumi.
Oh dear.
And when he speaks, it is final.
That is what we are dealing with.
A complete useful idiot. Yet, a whole member of the academic community, very humble academic, very good guy.
That
wanted to do something.
Let's go for the second round.
Right? And then the non-entity was satisfied. So all I am saying is that we are even in an era of the tyranny of politics. Under the shadow of, glorified as democratic governance.
I agree. You see, they will make you poor and still use you to go and do what do they call them? These people who create problems during elections. What do they call them?
The vigilantes.
The vigilantes. They will make you poor and still employ you, give you small money, and then you go and do vigilantes for them.
So that you can be a conveyor belt of evil.
But then they will be in their homes with their children. Boys are working. Good morning, KOD. My name is Tony from Ashaiman. Please tell Solo that I need his number. Thank you for the good work you're doing. God will bless you all. Come 7th December, we'll tell if Ghanaians need change or not. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Galamsey in Ghana today, so far as Akufo-Addo and the MPP and their appointees are canvassing for re-election, whether they win or lose, they will never give a listening ear to comment about stopping Galamsey. James sent in this one. Do you know where former finance minister got his money to campaign? Dowenya Greenhouse. All right. I'm not sure what you are talking about. If you can take your time and write your message and send it, I will. John Paul sent in this message. Says, I strongly affirm that the MPP have no good intentions for our country and the future of the promising youth. They've destroyed every sector of the country, making life unbelievable and unbearable, and we will not be taken for fools again. It's very long, bro. Please, next time, try and reduce it a little bit. Politicians in Ghana are trying to disappoint God, despite the blessings He showered on us. The day the genocide will surface in Ghana, peace be unto us. No one will survive. Charlie. And then, in fact, there's actually a preceding message. It says, "Good morning to KOD. Comparatively, in terms of development, Nanado has done better than JDM, but Nana has failed in fighting corruption in Galamsey. Despite he said he will put his presidency on the line. KOD, the politicians are not ready to help us. They should remember 1979. Good morning to you, Pan-African Television. I'm tempted to believe that the MPP has juju Ghanaians, because I can't comprehend why Ghanaians are so dead-heartedly about the happenings in Ghana. God save us all." Listen, I'll come to the messages, but let's go for the second round. Let me start with Dr. Marazuka on this whole Galamsey issue. Look, I don't know how we are going to solve it. If we are not deliberate about being aggressive about it, it's like we pay lip service, and then your minister will take a helicopter and be flying around the Galamsey areas just for theatrics. They'll do videos and put it on social media. Hey, the guy is working, the guy is working, the guy is working. So for me, the commitment to fighting corruption is something that we must really discuss. Okay? And I think that it should be the heart of what will what will determine whether or not we will vote for party A or party B. That should be the defining character, in a sense, of choosing who will become our next leader.
You see, the foundation of my submission will be patriotism over partisanship. Whatever I'm going to say will be within the context of patriotism over partisanship. Kwame, what you have said is an ideal situation. But remember, we are not dealing with an ideal situation. Ideally, people should be convinced by the policies, by the intentions, by the commitments of the various political parties. But that is not the case in our democratic politics. You see, in ours, one, you are dealing with money bags whose sources of fund are questionable. And these money bags can buy power. They can buy the will of the people. They can do anything at all to win the power. You see, so at the end of the day, they are not going to govern in line with patriotic ideals. They see it as an investment. They have invested, and therefore they must get their
money's back. Yeah.
Yes, their money is back.
True.
You see, so at the end of the day, it's not going to work. Two, we are dealing with a kind of political environment that glorifies non-entities within the political space. Look, and this one, to be frank with you, permit me to say that it is not exclusively an MPP issue.
Yeah, it's a Ghanaian problem.
Yes, it's a Ghanaian problem. We have seen in this country people awarded not because of their competence, but because of their mastery of insults. Awarded with
that is what I was saying. Yes.
Yes.
So people who insult the yes. will be rewarded. True.
People have been given ministerial positions not because of their competence, but because of their
competence in insulting.
Insults. Perhaps not because of their governance expertise, but because of their insulting mastery. People have been awarded. And non-entities have been given power. Even when we are talking about this, even in NDC regime, there was another big non-entity.
Also in the
north. Big one.
Azoka.
No, Azoka is my elder brother. Azoka and
no, I'm just asking.
Azoka, Ndeli, I'm not talking to you, Ndeli. You know Ndeli. Ndeli means my brother.
Okay.
Azoka loves me so much. I'm not talking to him. I'm mentioning an entity in NDC who also wielded so much power to the extent that even the Northern Regional Minister was afraid of him. Yes, it happens. So you should be guided.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't know? How you know I'm coming from the constituency? You don't know. And definitely you should know about the NPP. Oh, I expect you not to know about the NDC. It happens. We are speaking this way because we want politicians to first of all recognize that the parties themselves are not the end. They are means to an end, and the end is service to the state, right? Then come to, we're talking about Galamsey. Talking about the fight of Galamsey is a collective responsibility, a civic duty. You cannot fight Galamsey without the police service. Ask me. Analyze the performance of the police service now and yesterday, and of course tomorrow. Analyze their performance and tell me whether we are subjected to regime policing or state policing.
Listen, yeah.
Definitely you will tell me that it is regime policing.
Yeah, regime.
And the regime policing didn't start today. We have had police officers in NDC regime who beat potential potential appointees. We have had police officers in MPP regime who manhandled NDC members.
Nanka Bruce.
You understand that? We have had them. Complete regime policing. This is not to say that all police officers are bad. No, we have very good police officers, very good ones. And let me today give me the opportunity to salute the Nima Divisional Police Commander, the Nima District Police Commander, or the Divisional Commander, one of them. You understand that? He is trying as much as possible to do what I call people-oriented policing. He knows very well that Nima could be a very fertile ground for violence. So he has initiated a program in collaboration with the Office of National Chief Imam to have a specific peace program for the people in Nima. And the program has been well.
He has always been a professional.
He's a very good guy.
He's a professional.
Very good guy.
I'm
telling you.
Yes.
There's one in Takwada, Dr. Chidi.
No, yes. So professional.
Yeah.
So my brother, these are the people we are talking about. But tell me, how many of them are in our police service? Now, go to the army. With all due respect, I mean, the army is highly being politicized. You understand?
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
That's a fact.
It's highly being politicized. We have very good officers,
Yes.
as members. I mean, they are very good officers. But sometimes, it's a CDS has been my man.
CDS
Yes.
so professional.
Very professional. This is a man of integrity.
Highly integrated.
Very. But the problem is, will he have the opportunity to work with with people who are also having the same level of integrity? It may be a problem, but let's pray for him. He's a very good guy. I know him very well.
Yes.
The CDS, I know him very, 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 very well. In fact, I know him when he was the commander of Reiki, or no, was it Reiki?
Yeah,
he was the commander of Reiki. Yes, very good guy, and he has been through the ranks, and he's good. But same can be said about other officers. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day,
conclude on that for me.
Yes, at the end of the day, when the leadership itself is bankrupt, the fellowship will also be corrupted.
Thank you. I'll be coming to you, Dr. Kogagrablem, before solo. Keodi, all we are doing is stock shop. I think, okay, Keodi, when are we mobilizing to invade these areas? Look, all the state agencies have failed. Otherwise, we in the voter region will also start mining the voter lake. We also need money, period. So when we get to that point, even your Achimota forest, they've sold it.
They have sold
if they, that Achimota forest, they should try it. They should try it. They should try it. Something that is giving us oxygen. You want to go and build.
You will have the land, but you will never enter.
Oh my God. So you are really on top of the show. Togbu from Aflao sent in this one. Good morning to you, host. Papolin. Last Saturday, I won a sporty bet of 8,520, and government took 852 Ghana cedis.
5,000 from
They used my tax money to feed their family instead of developing our roads and schools. I can't wait for JDM to cancel the betting tax.
You see, you are promoting.
Good morning. You guys have spoken very well. Indeed, our leaders are corrupt, and I want to tell Ghanaians, especially Western region, the fourth coming election is completely taking us to destruction. KOD, good morning. I'm not a doctor yet, but very soon. He says good morning. He says good morning, Dr. KOD. We've doctored very soon. Nana must resign because he's failed in Galamsey fight. Nana must resign. Okay. Operation Stop the Foolishness. Okay. This one also says, tell Mr. Solo I need his number. Albert from Binduri. All right.
Binduri is at home. Albert,
he says he wants to join your party and that they should try and tailor down the party to the northern part. Okay. All right. Okay. Charlie, if you're able to get love from the northern region there, Charlie, you have
we are there. We have a huge support.
Dr. Rob.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kwame, I think the issue of Galamsey has been dealt with. And
okay. So you don't think that there are some other areas that we can look at? That's why I went for the second round, because we are just about ending. Because people talk about national security threat as being just violence and potential threats and things like that. But this is a serious national security issue. And so absolutely. And so perhaps the reason why I'm going for this second round is so that because the more we talk about it, the more we bring out some other issues that we may perhaps not have averted our minds to in the previous submission, so that we can deepen the conversation. That is why I brought it. But you want to see your time to so.
No. I agree with Uncle.
Yeah.
You say the other topic about misinformation or is it disinformation?
The election. Okay. My time is already up. That's why I want to. Because I read a lot of messages this morning, and I've not done that for the viewers in a long time.
It's good. No, it's good. It's democracy.
I want to say when we are here.
Okay. Maybe your time. Maybe your time. Look at
opportunity. Exactly.
Yeah. So your time. Maybe you look at sharing false information can compromise our peace.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that sharing false information can compromise peace. But I expected the lady from NCCE, when information is shared that is false, there must be somebody who will provide the right information. When people are ignorant of the issues, they produce their own information.
True.
Why in a country where asking for simple information, you can't get it? So if you can't get it, what do you do? What do you do? Government information is like you can't get it. They're guiding it, even with the passing of the freedom to information, right to information law. We are not seeing anything. You have to apply, and even government institutions have been charged for not releasing information. They use the taxpayers' money to pay. And the fellow who refused the information is still sitting on that chair. What is that? What country can you be working like that? And so for me, we must go further. If I provide false information, tell me the false information I have provided. And the only way to tell me is to provide the right information. After all, everybody, we can apologize for saying something that is not right. So peddling what is false. What is false to you is my truth, because I don't know the truth.
Right.
And so that is a problem.
Right.
And so they shouldn't go on that tangent.
Right.
They should tell state institutions to release information. When, for example, they said people were transferred onto a constituency when they didn't ask to be transferred, the first information we had that this is false. It's impossible. And that was being said by the EC. At the end of the day,
it was true.
They are telling us that somebody has been arrested. The district, and there have been people who have been crooked in the EC for long. And I can tell you that that guy who has been suspended is a crook, and he didn't start that work today. Because I have been part of these elections for a while now, and I know he's a crook, and he has done it. So he must be prosecuted. Because if he is not jailed, somebody will do it again. So this is a serious crime. This is a serious crime. taking some people's data and manipulating it without their consent.
Right.
And if we don't talk about this, you see the man walking back to his position. And where are we going as a country?
Right. Thank you. Dr. Mazu, you want to take a quick bite on this as well?
If you give me the opportunity.
A minute, and then Solo will wrap it up for us. But a minute to you. But before that, KOD, last Friday I was traveling to Takwa. What I saw was disastrous by the roadside. In fact, Ghana doesn't have future. Ishak from Offenso sent in this one, please. On this miscommunication issue.
No, if Solo is to wrap up, then let him just
All right.
do it.
Solo, misinformation.
Back to the Galamsey, I think we have to look at how we fund our political activities.
You want to do on Galamsey?
Quickly, and then...
No, proceed.
Disinformation. I would say the disinformation.
No, proceed. Because you see, the producers were the ones who delayed us. We were ready.
Yeah, we were ready.
We were late for 30 minutes. Because we would have exhausted all these topics. Yeah, so let's proceed.
So let's look at how we fund our political activities so that we can save the environment. It's very crucial, and I believe that Operation Stop the Foolishness, we must pursue it.
Somebody has agreed. This stupidity of this government must stop.
No, Operation Stop the Foolishness. We have to probably do a t-shirt or begin to mobilize people. And then citizenship arrest begin to enter the forest. We are more than them. You see, there are more people who are not interested in Galamsey than those who are doing it.
Yeah.
And their small interest, their myopic interest cannot override all of us our interests. In terms of this disinformation, if the NCC boss is advising anybody, then he must advise government. There has never been any institution that has misinformed the people of this country than this administration. Well, we know in this country, when former Finance Minister Kenneth Foriata said, we are a proud nation, we are not going to go to the IMF, we will not do this. The next moment we were in IMF. Where was the NCC boss? Using the state machinery to lie to the people of this country. Investors to have confidence that we were never going to go to the IMF. The next moment we were in the IMF. Just recently, the flag bearer of the MPP looked straight into our faces and said, you have created 2.3 million jobs.
Yeah.
At his media press encounter, he said 2.1 million. Within the space of a week, he changed his figures. So who is lying to the other? Now on the same platform in Takrady, he told us, a lady told us that they have created 21 million jobs. I mean, what is this? Who is misinforming the other? So if you are bold enough, madam, just look straight into the administration and tell them that you are lying too much. And that will save all of us.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
And Kwame, just a short one.
Okay.
If you employ teachers or nurses to fill in positions that have been, is that job creation? It beats my mind when we say job creation and we have not created some new roles for people.
Let's go.
Okay, so Kwame,
yes, sir.
I have a piece of advice
For Muslim journalists and politicians.
Right.
And this one, they shouldn't listen to the constitution, they shouldn't listen to the law, they shouldn't listen to wisdom, they should listen to the Holy Quran. Quran chapter 2 verse 83, Allah says, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا, and speak kindly to people. This can be a solution to misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Salaam alaikum.
Salaam alaikum. Good morning to you, Pan-African TV. Galamsey and corruption are very strong and even stronger than about 33 million Ghanaians. The police, the military, the media, civil society, the traditional authority, the religious clergy, the political parties, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, NGOs, etc. All these powerful human institutions cannot stop Galamsey and tone down on corruption. Apart from believing in God, I also believe Galamsey is a human being living amongst us. Just fear the future. Just fear for the future. Reverend Father Franklin Ajaho in Afife. Oh, that made me sad this morning, Rev. This message is heart-wrenching. KOD, your panel this morning has done a very excellent job. Presentations on Galamsey. I, however, want the government to know that if Galamsey would not stop, there will be no need to close the sea annually. Good morning to you. There are powerful chiefs behind this Galamsey, but those poor ones are rather disturbed. shaking my head. Kofiga from Bato sent in this one. Kofi, good morning to you, KOD. Great job to you and your panel. I think Ghana has no future in the hands of Nana and Bawumia government. KOD, tell the Solomon OWUSU to join NDC to change this MPP government from Honorable Chachu John in Afram Place South.
You should join the independent movement so that we bring all sides together to fight a common conquer. That's what you must be preaching to him.
My name
in a firm place, I'm going to go to a firm place to campaign because of this.
My name is Abubakari Nambilikipli. I hope I got it right too. From Obuasi, I want KWAME OWUSU DANSO and Solomon OWUSU's numbers, please. Maybe you have information, so me. Yeah, Obuasi.
Maybe look at kind of Obuasi.
Hey,
which part of Obuasi is
it?
I have lived in Obuasi before.
He's a businessman.
Good morning to you. Please, I want your number. This will afford me the opportunity to send a message to NDC through you. Please, who? Me.
Yeah, you are sending NDC to you. I protest. You are not here as an NDC member.
Please, I beg you.
You heard this. I told you.
Hey, please, I'm not NDC. I beg you. Kelly, good morning to you and your parents. In fact, we need a state of emergency declared on Galamsey. This is the only option. Prince Alote from Pig Farm. Brilliant. Now, we won't bet you.
No, but Kwame.
Yes, sir.
There is a correction here.
Please.
If a state of emergency is declared, it will give the same loyalist. I mean, and the powerful. Yes.
But they declared it.
Yes. It will never be in their. What we need is civil uprising.
Absolutely.
Good morning, KOD. I just want to say good morning to Dr. Mazuk. That's all. Abu Hanan from Tamale sent in this one. All right. Okay, this one says, arise, ye patriots of the land. We are faced with tyrant NPP leadership that has collapsed the moral fibers, economy, education, and virtually all sectors, the democracy that brought them to power. Hence, my call on all patriots to rise and be counted in proving to them that the power of the people is more than the people in power. Nicholas from Aflao sent in this one. Patriots, I'm so MPP Nyo. Okay. Nelson from Oti region says, KOD, please, I need Butterfly Man's number. Solo, hey, Charlie.
I'm going to take the number and call him. He's from where? He said from where?
I think Oti.
Oti.
Good morning to you, Kwame. You are doing a very good job. Well, thank you very much. Dr. Mazuk, I would like to express gratitude to you. Thank you for your time this morning, sharing knowledge with us. Solomon OWUSU, as always, thank you very kindly for your time. And Dr. Robert Kokagnablem, I appreciate you all the time. But most importantly, let me say a big thank you to you because you found the time and the need to watch us this morning. There are several other TV stations, but you chose Pan-African Television. And we can't thank you enough. We are extremely, extremely grateful to you that every single morning you choose Pan-African Television, not because, of course we are the best, but not because you don't have options, but because you yourself know that here we will say it as it is. We don't care whether MDC or MPP, we will speak truth to power. Okay? And so thank you for always joining us in that journey and joining that bandwagon of speaking truth to power. Listen, the foolishness must stop. Galamsey ought to be dealt with. My people in Elmina, we will try and, all of us, we'll find a way of building some small boreholes in the communities. But I think that we must really take a national decision and make sure that we address this national security crisis. It is important. And our leaders, please, at least have some mercy small. We beg you. You've chopped the money, no problem. But at least the small water we will drink to protect this for us. We beg you. We beg you. My name is KWAME OWUSU DANSO. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.